Gucci.
Ooh.
My favorite brand, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, let's go. Punk rock and Cobain is how we grew up. K-rock was insane, I was such a screw up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Jason Lowry on the Nerds Have Spoken this week. I'm here with my partners in crime. I got some Pop Star, I got the Vendetta, and I got, what the fuck is that?
Timmy Movie. Instead of
Timmy
Johnny
Movie.
Instead of
I
Johnny
thought it said
Hungy.
money at first.
No, instead of Johnny Hungy, it's Timmy Movie.
Timmy Movie. Timmy.
Timmy
Anyway.
Movie.
How was your guys' week? What'd you guys get into this week?
At first it was stalling, and yesterday evening it got better.
Is there?
All right,
Is there?
Speaking of
is
that,
there-
let's
there a
get into
female
it. How was
involved?
your week?
What? In stereo, it's kind of hard.
Was there a female
Whoa.
involved?
No. There was no female involved. Only my best friend. So yeah. The week was rather normal. Rather because I'm pretty much off now doing the shipping duties for our shop because I'm shipping all that shit down. Got the third really huge box that's moving down with a lot of figures like Motu, Black Series, rest of Transformers Legacy, and it's not even all. So I need to. Oh yeah, I started to kind of sort out my attic, shit I wanted to get rid of. But I actually found. Do you remember my little haul with the upper deck cards and the Fleer shit from last week?
Yeah.
I found all my upper deck cards.
What? Nice.
Yeah. But the thing is, those are only the German or European, so they're not exactly worth anything because those were these 94 runs. They just translated over to Spanish, Italian, Swedish, and all that stuff. So it's my collection, so that's pretty cool. I found my old WWF cards, so and some actual tapes like Alf and Knight Rider. So
What?
Nice.
that is pretty fucking cool. And I was actually able to sort out some shit that was pretty good. That is actually turning into the trash. I really don't need that anymore. I haven't looked at some stuff for that in years. Some stuff is not usable anymore. So instead of just hauling it with me, I can pretty much throw it away. So that was
Make
that.
sure you don't throw away those beer steins.
Nope. I got those extra. You can trust me with those. I got you. So yeah, that was pretty much overall the week. But actual answers from the apartment, like the landlord companies, there wasn't anything. So that got me down a little bit because next week is pretty much a month down, and I have no place. That was the standpoint on Friday evening. Saturday evening, I had a really bad fucking day. Like everything was just, I don't know. It was like nothing happens over here. Now I have a place, and now I have a workplace, a new one, but I have no way to get out of here. Great. So I was fucking down and out for the count. I took a nap in the afternoon, and afterwards I look on my phone, and Dennis is like, "Yo, dude, wake up! Big news!" And I'm like calling him, and he's, "Yeah, you remember my wife's best friend with the extra space that she's actually renting out?" I'm like, yeah, you can have it. So if you get his place or not, you will absolutely have space.
Ooh. Shout out to
Nice.
Dan and the family for that. That's awesome.
Nice.
That is
Nice.
pretty fucking dude. Thank you. That's pretty fucking dope. So this is gonna go ahead any way, shape, or form. Yeah, very widely proof. So that looks good. Today I just packed up some more shit. That big box is gonna move down, and I hope tomorrow to finally get my haul. But we'll get to that. So how was your week, Young Yule? Always wanted to say that.
Well, it was
That is rapper
Very,
name now, Young Yule. Like,
Yeah,
Right?
Young Yule.
it was definitely full of eating out because
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
baby.
We're not that type of show. Like
Like
well, we are, but
like eating what?
eating out, like, I was eating a lot of food outside of the house.
takeout.
That takeout because
You're going out to
kind of
eat.
taste.
not
kind of
a lot
eating.
of home food because
Okay.
remember I told you my parents had to go to Hawaii because
Yeah,
of my auntie's thing. So I was left to babysit the house and a little bit of the pets at the and so there was a lot of just me going outside to at dinner time to eat whatever the heck there was. Ironically, I didn't have Taco Bell all week, and that's one of my favorite places to
And
take.
your butt thanks you for it.
Yeah, I think from what I've heard, your butt should be very thankful.
Right?
Your intestines too. Like.
But that was I had, other than work really sucking, like, well, I would say work doesn't suck, but just work's supposed to suck, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So, that work wasn't exactly the best thing going on for me this week.
I just saw you. I just had to look up something. My belly and my butt sure gave me hell today because I chugged a quarter gallon of like chocomel, which is like really chocolate milk, really condensed, super rich. Oh, that wasn't the best idea.
Oh wait.
So your butthole's giving your underwear chocolate kisses right now, huh?
Well, that was all dry, but there was so much air involved.
We needed that visual.
What do you think? You just can't get it out of your head now.
No, it's actually no skid marks involved, so it's all good. It was just a lot of air, like whoopee cushion by a million.
He's like scared the shit out of a cat across the room. So anyway, rest of your week.
So I found out I did 23andMe and did an ancestry check or test, right?
You really are Maui.
Here's the funny thing, right? Like, I couldn't believe it. I absolutely could not believe it. So it looks like I'm 94.6 Southeast Asian.
Oh, cool.
Who'd have thought? No, I'm just kidding. Of course, I'm Filipino, right? So it says here.
Is there any German in you?
I wish, but that's not what happened.
Joke waiting there happened.
Oh my God, dude! It's like Times Square ticker right now.
It says I'm 91.2% Filipino and Austronesian, 1.6 Chinese, from Guangdong, mainland China.
Cool.
1.3% Indonesian, Thai, Khmer.
Guangdong, China.
Guangdong, China.
He said porn.
So he really is hung then.
That's where all the third-party upgrade kits come from.
Inches.
That's his birthplace. Porn hung.
Right. Indonesian, Thai, Khmer, and Myanmar 1.3%. Right. Vietnamese 0.3%.
Oh.
It says I'm 0.1% Bengali Northeast Indian. Didn't see that coming.
Interesting. Mine's out. I'm just waiting for the results.
Yeah, 0.3 Indian and Pakistani.
That with Indian, that actually means a part of you is actually from this side of the pond,
right? Oh no, but here's the most interesting part of all of this, right? It turns out that because I thought that Filipinos is was colonized by Spain, that I would have more Spanish DNA in me, right?
Yeah.
It turns out it says here Northwestern European. I'm 3.3% British and Irish, 1.3 Spanish and Portuguese, and 0.1% broadly Southern European.
So there was a giant orgy, and then your family was born, basically.
So my point being is, I thought that I would have more Spanish, Portuguese because of our colonial masters historically were Spain. Looks like the McGregors came or something, and laid their roots in the Philippines, and here I am. So now I'm gonna ride my 3.3 white privilege so easily, dude. 3.3%. I'm riding it. That's my percent. I'm hoping to get that. I'm even ready to share the guilt with you guys. So
that is so good. That's the new thing.
So
Like
anytime
percentage white privilege.
That's right. I used to hate Conor
Oh.
McGregor, but now I can't. Now he's blood. Team Conor all the way, bros.
That's the new thing. Like heritage percentage calculated white privilege.
Well,
Oh God.
Wow.
I'm gonna either way. I'm 3.3%, and I'm gonna try to maximize whatever 3.3%.
He's like, I'm gonna wear a white shirt, shoes, like, he's gonna dye his hair blonde. Like, I don't know, like.
Don't let this fool you guys. When they ask me why I identify as, don't. It's gonna be white. Like, how's that possible? You're clearly not. Hey, look at here, sir. 3.3%.
I wanna see that. I wanna see you like only bleach 3.3% of his hair blonde.
I
It's just
did that
pubes.
back in college back in the day. I did. It was a terrible idea.
Or you maximize it. You dye most of your hair blonde and you only keep 3.3% black.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I was honestly
He's gonna
surprised.
have a pie chart in his pubes.
I thought I would have some, I figured that if I had more Spanish or Southern European DNA, that I would have more that I would have even North African stuff or some kind of, but it didn't even register in the radar. I'm a little disappointed, but not as, but again, I'm pretty excited that I'm now been, that I have enough blood that I could be drafted by the whites now. The white delegation selects Eula Blamo.
Wow.
I mean, like
It's like in the Chappelle show,
Imagine like.
What does that make you? Hashtag woke? No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Just imagine, right? Imagine back in the day. 1935. You standing in line, raising his right hand. What? 3.3% white bitches.
I'll be like, so long, lumpia. Hello, haggis.
Oh God.
I'm going to get my blood
What
pudding
is that
on.
Northern Europeans eat. I imagine that's the only thing that I know.
Damn.
That's the only dish that I know that people eat that I heard of
What's that?
Oh.
from Northern Europe. That I can
Jesus.
think of haggis, and I think haggis might even be Scottish.
That
and not
shit
even
sounds
Irish,
nasty as fuck.
Haggis is Scottish, like British is more like blood pudding. That is.
Either
British.
way, it sounds nasty as fuck. So
dude.
See,
you can
I
have
knew-
that 3% of me. So
This explains why I like U2 so much, I guess.
yeah.
The funny thing is there's actually a parallel between British breakfast with blood pudding and German cuisine. The British got blood pudding. We Germans got Schwarz-Sauer, which essentially translates to sour black, which is just
Blood.
cooked up cow blood.
I used to be into blood dishes until I switched to my my church, where we're forbidden to partake in blood anymore. Yeah, it was my favorite dish to eat back then. I
never was. It's actually pretty fucking disgusting. But in our kale recipe, we actually put something remotely, or not even remotely. It's essentially some kind of a haggis sausage, if you want it like that. And you actually scrape that out of the peel, and you put that under the kale with the potatoes and everything. It sounds super disgusting, but I swear
it's the
this
best
is
thing
the
you
most
ever had.
delicious German shit you will ever eat.
He's like, you never had something so good in your mouth. Like,
Exactly. You don't eat it as a sausage. You just mix it under. So there it is.
Yeah.
I love sausage in my mouth.
So
I know you do, Wealthy.
go ahead, Yul, go ahead.
That was it pretty much for my week. So the next I was gonna ask. So young Ralph,
Whoa!
what's your? What do you already have this? Not yet,
No,
right?
I do not.
There you go. It's yours now. It's gonna be added in the pile of things.
You know what? I'm gonna give you a big old kiss,
Ralph's
bro.
gonna have a pile of loot over at Yul's house.
Hell
Damn,
yeah,
speaking of
dude!
that,
I might go to San Diego to get it, man.
So how was your week, bro?
You're taking too long. You might as well just pick it up.
Yeah, right.
The week was dramatic. There was there was quite a bit of drama this week, and some of it doesn't deserve any airtime. But I just want to say thanks for sleeping on me because you have awoken the giant.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, it's coming.
Mhm.
Um, um,
Say that again.
that's about all I could say
Mhm.
about that. One, if I could just make a quick personal thing. Everybody out there, if you're doing something, if you're doing a job and you're putting your heart and your soul into it because
Mhm.
you feel that you're making a difference, um,
Mhm.
and you do what I do, like you serve the public, and you keep that in mind every single day. And someone comes along because they have a certain prejudice or they have a certain mental picture of what it is you're worth. Understand this: your worth is no one else's business,
Amen to
and
that.
True.
don't let anybody, nobody should have the power over your life to determine what your worth is. You are worth whatever you view yourself to be. And I am a child of the Most High. And if He took a cross for me, that's my worth. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. Um, I will not allow anyone to determine my worth based on an opinion that is out of the air.
Yeah.
But that being said, um, I was alone with the kids this weekend, and we had a really good time. I had a whole bunch of stuff set aside for Easter Sunday, candy and the
Oh
usual
no.
The Easter egg thing and all that other stuff. And I couldn't help it, man. I'm sitting here with my son and my daughter, and we were kind of bored. And I was like, you know what? Let's spice things up a little bit. So I
Easter
don't
egg
I
on early. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't upload the pictures, which sucks because I would love to screen share them. But matter of fact, hold on, let me see if I can get this. It's kind of ghetto, but
Just
um
send it to me. I can upload it if you want.
um is that gonna take a while? I don't want to take too much away from the show.
Dude, I could cut this shit out. You're good.
You are the show,
If
bro.
anybody isn't entertained or has a problem.
All right, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna send these to you.
Yeah.
Um, the kids and I decided to put together some put together some houses out of sugar cookies, and we put the icing on, and we put the
Mhm.
lawn down, and we put all these little Easter bunny candy on it, and it was pretty freaking awesome. It came out pretty freaking awesome, and it lasted about 3.5 seconds before my son was like my son was like, there is not a way on God's green earth that there's going to be this much candy in front of me, and I am going to allow it to exist. So
I'm
my
like,
son took
Dad, I'm
my
gonna be
son
diabetic today, Dad. Today is the day.
my son
I'm
just went
gonna channel the Beatles.
my son
Whoa.
went my son went full Taz and just went and
Which end did that come from? Like,
Good question.
That's what's up.
Fair question.
my man totally turned that whole shit. Like, he tore that house up, bro. Roof gone, chimneys, Easter ears, everything gone. Fuzzy tail, the whole thing, dunzo. In seconds, bro. They devoured this thing, and it was cool to watch. But the aftermath was them trying to climb the walls and hanging off the ceiling fans.
You're like
Yo,
gremlins.
Ralphie, I got a question for you. Did you ever check your boy if there's maybe some sort of plastic hanging out of his behind? Wait, I'm
I would
gonna
laugh. He has that plastic straw
no
from like the baskets coming out of his butthole. Like,
no. I'm gonna. There's a reason. You remember those toys where you have a car and that fundament, and you're just gonna pull it and it's gonna go spin and go like fucking crazy, like meow.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your kid. You're like,
Oh shit.
Yo, my son is he's a riot, man. He's a riot. I love the shit out of that kid. Sometimes he just makes me want to hang him off the ceiling, but then sometimes he just, he grabs a hold of me and he just reminds me that he loves his daddy, and it's just unreal. Just before this show, I'm in here and I'm setting up the laptop and whatever. He walks
Mhm.
into the room and he's just like, "Are you on your podcast?" And I said, "Not yet." And then he goes, "Okay, good." He starts climbing, he starts grabbing stuff, he starts just going nuts.
All
And
right,
just
hang
the
on.
fact,
I got the picture. Ralphie accidentally sent it to my phone.
oh, I'm sorry, Jay. I should have put it in the chat.
There
Oh,
you go.
Jesus, it's
That's
shit.
it.
All right,
That's
so
it.
there you go.
That,
There you go.
That's
There you go.
that's
that,
that's the back. That's the back of the house. You see
It
the little
looks so
fuzzy tail,
delicious.
the
that
little
that's a
fuzzy tail there.
that's a Mickey Mouse fucking looking house.
I'd eat it. I'd
Look at
eat it.
that.
You're on, we lost it, Jay. It's the four
Oh,
of us.
son of a bitch. You gotta love this shit.
I'd eat it.
Anyway.
Just saying. It's
Yeah.
eight.
That's the side of the house.
Hmm.
Those are the
It's
two
gonna
windows.
lose it again because for some reason it sent it to three separate files.
But
Oh.
why does it have ears?
It's the
Just
Easter
wait.
Easter
bunny.
bunny cat.
It's the Easter
house.
bunny thing. Now you see the lawn there with the little bunnies in the lawn and all of that.
Yeah.
That didn't last.
Mm.
That didn't last very long.
Dude,
They went.
but it's not even your boy, right? Like the first thing I'm seeing here, I would bite right into that roof. Like
Yeah.
Right?
I'd lick the lawn.
I bet
Wait.
you would, you dirty dog, you.
But, hey, that would mean we would tag team it very, very weird. Like you would lick and I would go
One at the top, one down below. Where you gonna meet? Nobody knows.
yeah. But the thing is, you and me would go on the front. Jay would have the back.
We all like Jay in the back.
Yeah, I would.
All back of the bus and shit.
I know. I love Jay when he's in the back. But anyway,
With Ralphie, there's always way too much sausage and in the back talk.
what else? I'll just make it brief. Other than that, just good times with the kids, man. Just good times with the kids and making messes. And we had a lot of rainy days last week, so we didn't get to go out. We didn't get to go outside much, but it was a good week as far as the family and stuff like that. And drama is what it is, and you pick up yourself and you dust off and you keep going forward, man. Whether it's fast or slow or whatever, it's forward is forward, man. As long as that, as long as it's forward, it's progress, and that's the only thing we do when you shoot. I like to say this a lot, and I don't want to sound like I'm preaching on.
Moving forward. Oh shit.
I don't want to sound like I'm preaching here, but when you shoot an arrow from a bow, it only has one direction to go in, and it's either going to.
Don't have the bow aiming the wrong direction. You'll be good.
It only has one direction to go in, and that's forward until it obliterates a target, and that's what I'm doing.
Sounds good.
Big J, how was your week, bro?
Oh, interesting. Not too bad. Work week, typical work week and all that. And then we ended up going to see JD, Chan, and Finnick over the weekend up in Pennsylvania.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
I think Chan might be mad at me, low key.
Nah.
I accidentally took a dump on one of her posts, but I didn't think I was taking a dump until I looked back and I was like, oh no, maybe I did. I called Dracula a simp.
I can see that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not in the book, but in the movie, the which by the way, I love.
Mhm.
The Francis
Gary
Ford Coppola
Oldman
one. Yeah, because she posted on her Facebook post about how the line that she loved from, I don't know if a line that she loved from Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman was talking about the line, it was worth it to be part of the movie just for the line, I have crossed oceans of time for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty dope line when I was watching that movie back then too. I know I don't mean to digress, but I had to bring it up because I thought that was a pretty dope line too. And Gary Oldman did do a great job in Dracula, and I remember that line, but I couldn't help myself going, you know what? That's some ultimate simp shit. You know what I mean? to do that. And she goes, "How so?" Well, if you take the time to think about it, really, right? She, Dracula had defied God. Remember when he stabbed the cross, right? And then, consumed a bunch of people, between now and when she finally got reincarnated. And I thought, kind of a lot of it's kind of extra for something like that, if you ask me. So that's what I said. And then I feel bad because I think I shit on her. But
maybe he crossed oceans of time for her to be with him. That would change shit up real fucking quick.
Either way, he still had to kill all those people to stay alive long enough to to hang out with her.
That's true too.
So, that's it. I don't mean to digress. Go ahead, Jay.
No, you're good. You're good. So we hung out with them this weekend. We get down there Friday. It's pretty chill. Nothing too crazy. And I got a picture here. I was throwing around in groups. It was pretty funny. See if I can show this real fast. Where did it go? Oh yeah, here you go. I'll zoom this up so you can see it on my screen, but look at this. Famous hot wiener. And I saw that in Pennsylvania and I was like, yo, I was putting it in every group chat I can think of and be like, you want some.
Exactly.
So yeah, we get up there, we get the hotel and everything. We're kind of, getting everything going and all that. We had a pretty good time, and we get to hang out with JD and we get there Friday to hang out with them. And, we're just having a good time and wait for JD to get there. And then we just kind of, BS and, wait, nothing too crazy.
Sounds good.
And thank you. Bethany, grab something out of the car for me real quick.
Ooh,
so,
be delicious.
What's that?
Better be delicious. No, just
You could say something like that. I know it's a little early. It's a part of my haul, but
Boomer.
Oh, no way it came in.
Cool.
Wow. I have to order mine's Thursday. That's when I get paid.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the image a little bit. I talked to Brandon. I'm going to blow us up a little bit more, and then he's going to make Slimer a little smaller so I can blow it up. Because on white shirts, it turns out fine, but on some of the black ones, you lose a little of the detail in the background on some of the things.
Yeah.
This is just a test print. So I did it real fast just to check the first go around. So they're actually still pretty fucking good the way they are. But me, trying to fucking, trying to make it, better. But so that's up. Everybody didn't want to grab one, but so those showed up. One for me and one for Bethany, so we had taken that up. We kind of hang up there Friday, nothing too crazy going on, just having a good old time, laughing, just bullshitting. And then Saturday, it was kind of funny. So they, I guess, what was it? EE and all them did a hangout or something like that Friday night. And then we randomly just popped in and said, what's up? And then kind of dipped out. And then Saturday,
I never get a link to that. No, never.
Just hit him up and be like, stop being a bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
It's probably because you're asleep when that happens, man, because that shit takes place.
That's true, too. They start that shit at 10 o'clock at night. So
okay, yeah, that's a little bit late. Yeah.
At least I'm courteous. No, I'm just kidding. So anyways, we get up there, hanging out. Everything's good Friday. Nothing too crazy.
I think it's just that.
That's racist. Wow. He's racist against time. So anyway, Saturday we kind of wake up and then we go over there for breakfast and all that. And Beth and I woke up late as shit for some strange reason. And we get there, we're kind of hanging out. And then we ended up making a day of it. So JD had to go to work. And so we decided to say, hey, screw it. We're going to drive up there and go hang out with him, go to his job and see his tattoo shop and everything else.
Cool.
And then, dude, this place is so fucking cool. It's called Rapture Tattoo. I forgot the name of the owner. Good friends of JD's. We got this dude. You walk into his tattooing area, his little room. Dude, it looks like a fucking collector room, like figures and dio
Cool.
shit and everything. It was badass.
Nice.
But the atmosphere of this place was cool because it looked like old school, what's the best word for it? Like steampunk style.
Nice.
I forgot what's the name of that video game that's like that. It starts with an O.
BioShock.
Yeah, BioShock. Like stuff like that, I think is what the guy was kind of going for.
I mean, that's also where the name comes from, the Rapture.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So anyways, thanks for doing that. And so yeah, we get in there. It was pretty fucking dope. Like the place is cool. We get to meet a few people. I smacked my head on a fucking pipe, like, you know, walking through because they had like these pipes going through, and I walked through and I smacked it, you know, whatever. But maybe it knocked some sense into me or not. But yeah, so
I mean, why are you so tall? I mean, come on.
you definitely would have smacked your fucking head into that. Like,
I probably would have.
yeah. So I hit my head a little bit, but anyway, so we're sitting around, we're trying to figure out what's going on. So JD wasn't ready for lunch yet, so we kind of went down to get some ice cream from like this little local mom and pop shop down there. So we get like milkshakes, right? Just kind of to tide us over until we got lunch.
Yeah.
And then we were just kind of hanging out, and then we're like, all right, the hunger's starting to kick in. What are we doing? And apparently they have like 10 minutes down the road, they have these like food trucks. And they had a cool little courtyard area set up with all these food trucks around, right? Like one place did burgers and fries, and another place did hibachi, another one did like, you know, Mexican and shit like that. And they actually had deals. If you buy fries from the one, you come over to the Mexican place or whatever, and you can get a deal where they put their chili on their fries. And you can have chili fries and all that other shit. So so some of us got hibachi, like everything else. We get all that.
I feel like you guys have awesome food trucks like everywhere. Kevin, like Shoki actually is showing that everywhere, where he is always eating like tacos and burgers. Like we only have like the run of the mill bullshit, like kebab and currywurst over here. It's the same shit fucking everywhere, and it's not good. It's just run of the mill. It's nothing like special like you guys got. Like really, like scratch built good fucking food truck eating. Like
it was good. We had hibachi. I had chicken and shrimp hibachi, right? You know, with the rice and everything else. It was fucking $13. That shit down by us would have been $30. But the same, like a styrofoam plate, like a styrofoam container.
Yeah,
it was like $13 for that shit, and it would have been 30 down by us.
I want to try some lobster shit that you guys are doing.
Jay,
I get some good recipes for that. But what were you saying, Ralphie?
Jay, if you ever come up north and we get to hang again, bruh, I'm gonna take you to a couple of trucks. And one of them that I'm gonna take you to is, shout out to my boy, the Lomo truck. You're gonna eat some Peruvian food that comes out of a damn food truck. And you're gonna be like, why isn't this a 13-star restaurant? Because bruh, you're gonna take some home. And the price, like you that styrofoam for $13 here is like $9.
Yo, holy shit.
Then I'm gonna take you up into Manhattan, and we're gonna hit a chime truck. Now, if anybody in the audience, anybody listening, has any kind of Spanish roots, you eat some Dominican chime, your life changes. I'm gonna just leave it at that, man. $6-7, you eat like a king.
Yeah, I'm sitting here again, 2 a.m. in the fucking morning, and I'm hungry.
Dude, so this weekend was crazy. So we had fun, did some toy hunts, and you'll see some of my haul here in a moment. And then Saturday night, we all get back to the house after we go to like Target and all these different places and stuff. And they took us to a local toy shop they had over there at the mall that had some pretty cool shit in it.
Nice.
So we get back to the house, and then JD's like, oh, what are we going to do? And he's like, yeah, let's build some models. We're like, all right, fuck it. So he handed me a Gundam.
Oh, cool.
He brought like a whole fucking stack of different figures, right? Or different stuff to build. And so he started building these. I forgot the name of the figures, but they're so fucking cool looking. I'll have to get a list and just send it to you guys and post it up pictures. But so he got this jet from that shop. It's like an add-on kit for some of the stuff he has, like these military 18 scale figure shit.
Okay, cool.
Like Joy Toy or something like that, like some model kits or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So he got an add-on kit, and then I got one of his Gundam kits and started building that. And then Fennec, she was building a figure from Demon Slayer with the purple and black checkered pants. Is that it? Demon Slayer? Yule?
Could be. I don't know.
If it's checkered, then most likely yes.
Okay, yeah, there was
Kimetsu no
like
Yaiba.
purple and black checkered. He had like a samurai sword. So she was
That's
building
most likely,
that. And what was cool about it was I was like, dude, Yule keeps telling us we should watch that shit. It's like a sleeper show.
It's a great show.
And so she started popping the show up on her phone while we're building. So we're watching it while we're doing all that. So we got to watch the first couple episodes all together and stuff. And we're having a good time. And then Chan put a post up that Saturday night about how if you got if someone broke into your house and you had like Alexa or Google or something that locks them in, what song would you have that Google or whatever automatically lock your house and play the fucking song over and over again until the cops showed up? And so we started running through all these songs, and I was like, dude, like all these people are talking on our post about it, and I was like, you should do like ICP bowling balls.
I don't know.
And the song is about basically someone broke into his house, and he's a serial killer and likes to keep their parts and shit. Like, dude, I was like, yeah, you got to hear the song. It's fucking wild.
Okay.
And then we started getting into other shit. Like we talked about like, yo, you fucking crank it and play Cotton Eye Joe. Like a bunch of other songs we were talking about. Can you just imagine trying to break into somebody's house and they're stuck and you're playing Cotton Eye Joe over and over and over until the cops show up? They'll want to break out of your house by that time, you know? So we were all kind of joking around about that. And then EE and them were on Meetup last night since we weren't there and I couldn't host it. So I had Brammer go ahead and run it. And I just randomly popped in and started playing like random fucking songs and then just dipping out. And yeah, I would just play random shit and just leave. Yo, holy shit. Is that oh dude, I just saw Coco's picture.
Yeah, it looks good.
That's from the food truck. I eat that in every when I go to the swap meet, the food truck.
All right, hang on. I gotta share this shit. This is like share worthy. Like
I saw it, but what is it? I saw some.
It looks fucking delicious. That's
It's
what
basically
it looks
a cup of corn with mayonnaise, butter, chili powder.
So it's not
cheese.
good for your heart or your ass, but it tastes amazing. Okay.
Nothing. It's absolutely delicious.
Which is basically everything.
Yeah, right. So after we get done Saturday night, we ended up saying, you know what, because I was like, dude, I like local pizza in different areas, so we ordered pizza for dinner. And we had like pizza, like barbecue chicken pizza, like pepperoni, cheese, like all this other shit. And we're building models, just having a good old time. And next thing you know, it's like 2-something in the morning. We're like, oh shit, we better go to bed. We got to be out of the hotel today by 11. So we get out, we go to bed. I popped on the hangout for a little bit last night, and shout out to Vinny. Love that dude.
Good dude.
So Vinny, he decided to, like, he in his normal fashion decided to fall asleep in some of the hangouts. And I decided to take a screenshot when I just briefly stopped in. And here is the picture of Vinny falling asleep. And I'm going to share this so you can see this shit. And what I did was, the best part is I made it my Facebook wall.
Yeah, baby.
And then, right?
Okay,
right?
I was wondering about that.
Yeah. So they were doing the hangout last night. He was fucking balls deep in that fucking chair, falling asleep. And so I made it like my main picture. And then I ended up doing it to where like I actually made it my profile picture too. And then Chuck was like, building a time machine is tiring. And then Haystyle Prime was like, I'm literally watching that movie right now. And of course, fucking Ralphie and his shit. He's like, what happened, Vinny? No matter how many times you try, a book of boba is what it is, man. So Vinny writes dirty rotten scoundrels. And then next thing you know, I wake up this morning to Vinny sending me a message like, he's like, laugh my ass off, dirty rotten scoundrels. So I said, all right, fuck it, hold my beer. So I did this. So he as soon as he sent that to me, I posted that shit. So,
That is
but
so cool.
but anyway, yeah. So that's my profile picture. He's like you're an asshole. But so yeah, we kind of hung out with them last night, and then we went to bed. Woke up today. My back was fucking hurting from that bed in the hotel. It sucked. But
I could think so.
we get back over. We hang out there for the day. Finish like doing the Gundam build stuff, and then Chan made this fucking amazing sandwich. It had cheese and scrambled egg, and it had like chicken and feta and apple sausage with turkey bacon and actual turkey lunch meat on it. And that thing came out, this bitch was this thick and about like this long. And I started eating that, and I was in heaven. That shit was so amazing.
That's the kind of person that I hope to end up with. I hope to end up with a nerd / somebody who just loves to.
Dude, like her food's amazing, dude. She's a great cook. And
I know. I had a
she comes up
sample
with
of it when we all stayed over at
right. And she makes such really good recipes, and it's like, actually decent for you. You know what I mean? So so we after that we kind of left, and I had an interesting. I'm almost done. Sorry, I know we're at 42 minutes. So an interesting ride home. Sorry, this. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not even sorry about it. People can kiss my ass. Anyway, so so we're on our way home, right? And we had this 2-lane road for the highway between Maryland and Virginia called Route 15. And then you hit this little roundabout where instead of they took a light out, they put a roundabout there, right? And this guy, this asshole in his BMW, this guy can go fuck himself. If I had a picture of his car, I'd post it up here now.
It's always somebody in a BMW, man.
So this guy was in a white BMW M4, completely blacked out windows. You couldn't see inside of it. And he had Maryland license plate. He slammed on his brakes randomly in front of me as we're going into the roundabout. And the roundabout, when you go into it, there's one lane, but then it splits into two in a roundabout, so you can kind of go around cars that can continue going the other way, right?
Yeah.
So this guy, he slams on his brakes in front of us. I swerve to the right, then he swerves to the right to me. And keep in mind, this is a brand new SUV, and I was just like, I looked at Bethany, and I was like, it's going into power mode. So I threw the car. I was in econo mode right when all that happened. I threw it in power mode. And I embarrassed him a little bit by walking him by 5 cars in an SUV, and he was driving an M4. But anyway, so the best part about it was he was in the so he tried cutting between me and the other car in front of him to go around us, but he swerved at me and almost put me off the road. So I was in the outside lane, and then he cut over in the person in front of it, and I flew right past him and walked him by 5 cars, and then I just went like this, right? Like,
I hate
good day,
people like that. Like it's nowhere always fast enough. You always have to go fast. Like chill.
So then the guy kept coming behind me, like honking his horn, like a fucking dumbass, and kept honking his horn. I'm just continuing on, whatever, not paying attention. And then he zooms in and out of traffic, leapfrogging, and then he gets right behind us. He starts holding his horn down for like 3 miles. Like, okay, keep doing it. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck then. I'm gonna give a fuck now.
I'd have juiced them, fool.
What's that?
I'd have juiced them. You want some juice?
Just wait. Just wait. And so then we go around this big turn, and then he cuts over in the right lane, and then swerves back at me again. Right? He's being an asshole driver. I was like, all right, like I was being nice before because if I didn't speed up, he would have put me in the guardrail in the roundabout.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I had to speed up because he was being an asshole. So he, as we continue, he cuts me off between me and this car. Then he opens his window up and then flicks me off.
Right.
And then I rolled my down. I was like, Jesus loves you. And then I was like, or not, whatever. So anyways, we continue down the road, and then he slows down and just keeps turning his wipers on, like his shooting the fluid over his hood so it would hit mine.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. I would have juiced
So
him
I rolled the
first.
window down. And I was like, I needed a car wash anyway, so just thank you, like. So this guy's being stupid all along the way, and then we get into Leesburg, off Route 15, the main city. Then the guy tried cutting me off again. Like, dude, you're nothing but an asshole. So I was like, all right. I was like, snapped a picture of it, reported to the cops. And then and I started driving home, and I rolled the window down. And I was like, you're just mad because you got walked by an SUV. and he was a souped up M4. And anyway, it's kind of like, a rabbit and a turtle with, a walker, that sort of situation.
That's pretty much it.
I was like, I'm in an SUV and I just walked you
That's
on
just
the outside turn.
people they have a fast car. They didn't do jack shit to it themselves. Like they probably have no idea about tuning. Like,
But I also don't have, but I wouldn't try to make it look like I have any idea whatsoever. But these guys, I got all the money. I pumped my money in the car. Yeah, but you can't drive it, motherfucker.
I'm all about the built, not bought type shit. I know Ralphie is too, and those guys definitely are about, bought, not built. So
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so he was an asshole driver. It was kind of funny, and then we get home, and then literally as soon as I get home, we talk for a couple minutes, and then we start recording. So that's where I'm at. So that is it for my week. Jesus Christ, that was long.
That was long.
Whew. That was a long weekend, but it was great. It was great. Especially see the look on that BMW, like, what is it? Fast and the Furious. He's like, Monaco. Like that look on his face when I walked in.
Menage!
Yeah.
That was so good.
He had that look on his face, and he was not too happy about that. But anyway.
Jason lives his life a quarter mile at a time.
Yeah. Going in a roundabout. Bethany's like, ooh, that must have stung. And I'm like, what? He's like, getting walked by an SUV in a roundabout. And I was like,
he flicked, and then he flicks off the king of flicking off.
Yeah, he flicks me off, and I was just like, Jesus loves you.
That's my trademark, bitch.
You're like, this was in your mom last night. Like, anyway. But yeah, so today, get back, literally start recording with you guys, and here I'm at. So,
well,
what's next?
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, does anyone in this room know what time it is?
No.
Good, because I don't either. So let's nerd up or shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah. We need to do like a segment like Wayne's World. Like, like fucking nerd shit. Anyway.
I love that. It's Wayne's World. Party time.
Right. Anyways. So, well, speaking of having something in your hand and Halls, Tim, why don't you show us what you got?
I didn't get jack shit. That's a loan. But I got that loan from my good friend Andy, who loans me all this shit all the time. And I got Revelation Triclops.
That's nice.
And that is a good fucking figure because that is his outfit with the motherboard cult. And this is just a mainline figure, but this mainline figure has soft cuts to be.
Yeah, it does.
And it looks pretty fucking cool. And you can also convert him to his regular Triclops self with exchangeable chest piece and a hat and his sword and 2 hands.
Is that the mullet version that's right there? Does he have a mullet? Remember that from the
Yeah,
cartoon?
that's pretty much the come here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the mullet version right there.
Nice.
But it looks good. Like the only problem that I saw with it is actually reviewed this week on Tim K's Hardware. The only problem with it that the one cut on his thigh is actually a little bit like it's actually at an angle, which is weird. So if you really put it up straight, the knee faces inward, which is weird. But overall, it's a very cool figure. You have all the Triclops features, and the soft goods are actually pretty impressive. I actually would have gotten my own shit because I ordered the Hell in a Cell, Undertaker, and Kane from the Ultimate line from WWE, but they were sent off by Dennis on, I believe, on Wednesday.
He got them pretty quick, didn't he?
Yeah, from Ringside Collectibles, but they're still not here. He sent them off Wednesday, and the next update was yesterday. And the fun part is
Still at his post office.
no, they took 36 hours. That was half an hour from his place. DHL took fucking 36 hours.
What?
Yeah, for a package that he could have brought there himself in half an hour.
What the fuck? Was the guy in a wheelchair delivering it? Like, what the fuck?
I have no idea. I have no fucking idea. So I hope they get here.
Did he stop at that brothel by your house?
No. No.
Was he gonna get some blood pudding or whatever the fuck you call it? Like
that's a problem. The brothel is here, but where he sent off the package was down where he's at. So that doesn't make any sense. And I don't know when my Market Toys Despotron is getting here, but I believe that is on the way. So let's see. And last week I paid for my Mondo Hordak, which means 1/6. Can't wait for that. I don't know if I would actually get it here or get it sent over to my, so to speak, new apartment. So because it's still a few weeks out, but yeah, that's on the way too. And otherwise, that was only my loss. So that's it for me. Ralphie, what did you get?
Okay. I got a couple of things. I had been tracking this down for some time, but shout out to Hasbro Pulse.
Okay.
what? Finally.
Yeah, finally.
Tell your story about that.
Dude, quite honestly, the duration that it took for you to get it, you could have just ordered it over here.
Yeah, I really could have. And honestly, Tim, I thought about it. If it would have taken one more day, I would have just said, "Tim, get me this," because it would have just been 10 times easier.
But also 10 times more expensive.
To give you the story, I pre-ordered it from a certain toy store, and it was supposed to ship in April. It was supposed to ship early April. I'm walking through like Target and all these places, and they have it. So I'm like, you know what? Should I pick it up? Nah, I got it on pre-order. I'll just, I'll let the collectors and the hacks have it, and I'll get it. Didn't come in. Weeks go by. I had that whole spew where I'm like, what the hell? What's happening with all my pre-orders? Nothing's getting shipped to my house. Is there something wrong with my house? People don't like my front steps. I don't know what it is. So it wound up not coming. And I'm getting in contact, and I'm like, what's going on with this? What's going on with this? What's going on with this? Finally, I get a notification from that toy store, and it says, due to shipping problems or basically they're having trouble getting their shipment or whatever, you're not going to see this until September of 2022. So I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. There's 30 of them on a shelf right now at my Target, which are probably bone dry right now because people are selling this thing on eBay for like $50. So I could have picked it up then for retail. I'm sorry, I'm not spending $50 on a deluxe figure. I'm not doing it.
No, I
Yeah,
wouldn't either.
no.
So, I go to Toy Con, right? And there was one there. Dude wanted $40. And I'm sitting there and I was with
Still
Eddie.
pushing it, but
Yeah,
reasonable.
I was
but-
there. I was there with Eddie Massey, Eddie Dust Mice Massey, and he was the voice of reason, because I was this close to just picking it up. And he goes, "Dude, I'm not spending $40 on a deluxe. I'm sorry." He goes,
Yeah.
That's just a little bit over the limit." He goes, "Even if you add tax and shipping, that's just a little bit over the limit.
Mhm.
Try talking to the guy, see if you could chop him down." And I'm like, "I'm not going through all of that. I'm gonna let it pass." And I let it pass. And
Good
then
idea.
I start tracking it online, and I found one. And I stopped my Hasbro Pulse Premium membership because this was a while back. Because basically, to me, it's like, wait a minute. The reason you get a Pulse membership, a premium membership, is because you get free shipping, and ideally, you're high on the list of people to get stuff first. Well, no, the retailers get it first.
Mhm.
So I'm like, what's the purpose? Why am I killing myself for a Pulse Premium account? Why am I paying for this? So I stopped it. So I contacted Pulse. Pulse had one. It's a little more detailed than this, but to make a long story short, Hasbro Pulse, shout out to Hasbro Pulse. They got me this thing for regular retail, no tax, and free shipping, and I was very happy about that. Very, very happy.
You're
about
lucky
that.
because I hit up Tim and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna buy Ralphie that fucking thing from you if he
Yeah.
doesn't get one tomorrow."
But the problem is, Ralphie, the problem is with this, I wouldn't be happy anymore with this. Like I'm way more pissed off with Hasbro right now just because these guys are so lazy. What they are doing with the Transformers brand is so, I don't know. There's no word for it because like I said, Pulse Premium, but you would have to call in order for them to get it to you for these conditions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I just reviewed the Studio Series 83, the Soundwave from Bumblebee,
Hmm.
and I ripped it to shreds because this thing is an audacity because Ravage doesn't fit the way it's supposed to fit into Soundwave because the backplate doesn't close all the way, and you have this fucking pancake wave. This is so lazy. It's such a lazy design. Like two iconic, maybe the most iconic characters from Transformers, and this is such a lazy design.
Are you talking about the G1 or the movie one?
The
The
movie one,
the Bumblebee Soundwave.
the Bumblebee
Oh,
one.
okay. Yeah, I didn't
It,
get.
ha-
I have
that
that
has
one, but I
it
didn't
it
get
has an
those.
alt mode that nobody knows what the hell it is.
Exactly. It's supposed to be some kind of aircraft or hovercraft, whatever. And Ravage, the core class Ravage can be folded up. But if you put it in, the backplate comes out. And if you try to put that back in,
Mhm.
then Ravage pulls out the front plate. And he has his tape recorder function, but he
Mhm.
can't reach that button. He can't reach that. The hands are fused. There's nothing to do with that.
Oh, you can't rotate the hands. Yeah, that was my
No,
complaint about those.
it is unbelievably lazy. Dennis likes it. I don't know why. Like the robot mode is all authentic to the movie, but the toy itself is just lazy. And then in this line also, you have this thing, this shockwave in core class.
That's the core class, right? Yeah.
Why would they
Yeah.
do shockwave in core class? And then it's all floppy. Like, does Hasbro even care for their own product anymore?
That's actually a question I was gonna pose to all of you guys later on in the show. And
We'll get into that.
yeah, that was something that I was gonna bring up. But speaking of lazy figures, I got skids.
Oh, I
okay.
missed out on that. I haven't found one yet.
Are you serious? I'll set you up, man. There's like two at the Walmart near me.
I'm just gonna wait for fans' toy skid marks.
That I we'll talk later. But this thing, I made waffles for breakfast this morning. It reminds me of this here. Yeah, it's got some cavernous legs and
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Waffles are dope. I love waffles.
What color is that figure?
blue.
So you're
So
upset
blue-
you didn't get the blue waffle, huh?
So blueberry waffles.
So yeah, what else did I get? Oh, there is one other thing that I got, but I'm gonna have to share a picture. Let me see if I can get it in here. Because the box is in the kitchen, and if I leave the room right now and my son sees me, then I'm gonna
Kaz
have
will
to.
There's gonna be a
Yeah,
butt ass
yeah.
naked kid like jumping up on the screen or
Yeah.
something. Like,
Probably.
So here, let me see here. Let's see if I can get it.
I start humming the song, or we'll get fucking like.
Hold on, it should be coming in right now.
What?
All I
I
see
don't
is a
know
dick
why.
pic. Oh wait,
I see nothing. There's black.
it's like my soul. There's nothingness.
Yeah.
The void.
What the hell's going on here? I don't know what just happened. In any case,
only-
it's the
It got canceled.
I don't know what it's. I see it here on my
Send
screen.
it to me. Send it to me.
Hold on a second. 'Cause-
Make sure you send it to Messenger, not my cell phone.
Yeah, I'm not on Messenger. I'm not on Messenger, so it doesn't matter. It's the Takamon blade. It's a. You were talking about building models. It's a model. It's a model kit of the Takamon blade, and I'm a big fan of Technoman. I don't know if any of you remember that show. It was many moons ago. In Japan, it was called Takamon Blade.
Is it
But
is it this one? Is it this?
Cool.
it's that one. Go to the next slide.
Mhm.
That one right there.
Yeah.
It's
Looks
that
sick.
one. I got that one, and I can't wait to start building that. That will be the first Blade figure that I own, and I love that show, and yeah, I got that. So that was pretty much my haul. And my buddy, we were walking through the mall the other day, and he picked up a hover, or what do they call those?
A
Drone.
hooker?
He picked up a drone. We were in Sharper Image, and he picked up a drone, and I said, you know what? That's a hobby I've never gotten into. So
Hookers? Not nice.
Yeah, I never got into
Oh,
hookers
what the
either.
fuck am I doing? For some reason, it's not sharing your screen. Hang on, let me fix that.
There you go.
So I
Drones.
caught myself a little drone. And
Ralphie's
I'm
gonna
a,
spy on the neighbors now.
I'm gonna see how I like it. This one doesn't have a camera on it, but I've never flown a drone before, so I've picked up a fairly inexpensive one because I know it's gonna wind up in a tree somewhere.
Honey, I can't help it that it keeps bouncing off my son's forehead.
But my
It's just
buddy takes some pretty awesome videos with his,
Mhm.
and I thought it was a pretty cool, relaxing hobby,
Mhm.
and I don't know, I gave it a shot. So
I mean, but you gotta take care for your boy, right? Like, not
Yeah.
that you're getting home and all.
oh well, you know what?
Like,
This I don't know if you know this, but stuff like this winds up being my son's anyway. So it's my son's. Let's cut out the middleman. It's my son's.
You just did the work.
Yo,
Yeah.
Ralphie's whole collection room is gonna be down from that drone.
And the last part of my haul, my wife just hooked me up with some mini cupcakes. And
Oh,
what's
look at
up.
that shit.
that is
Delicious.
banana cream pie, dog. Banana cream pie.
She just gave you a cream pie. Okay.
Yeah. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I love Jason. This is why I love Jason, because you just never know.
I mean, there was only one
oh.
course that could go to. It was
I have to tell you about this. So we were playing Call of Duty the other night with Brandon and all them, and Les was on there. There was a couple of us, EE and everybody else, right? And Les goes to Brandon. He says something along the lines of like, "Hey, Brandon, guess what your mom said?" And without skipping a fucking beat, I responded, that are so better than in bed than you are. Fucking everybody lost it. And like he's like, yo, Lowry, you say some fucked up shit sometimes. Like without skipping a beat, I spit that out, and I was like, oh no.
Jason Lowry. Jason Lowry is like those little eggs you get at the corner bodega. You put in a nickel and you get an egg out. You never know what the hell's inside of it.
Yeah.
But when you crack it open, you always laugh.
Dude, it was funny because the best thing was fucking Brandon and like everybody lost it, and he's like, wow, Lowry, wow. And then fucking Les is like, you're an asshole. I mean, we were just all joking around like we normally do, but yo, it was funny. Like I said it, and I just without skipping the beat, like sometimes on here, like with all of us friends and stuff. And it was just hilarious. But anyways, continue. Sorry, it just hit my mind real quick. I had to get that off my chest.
So that's my haul anyway, though. That's the end of my haul.
All right.
What about you, Mr. Pop?
Dun 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 dun.
Dun, dun,
dun.
That's God.
Yeah.
That is my favorite design.
This was from the Godzilla 1989. Yeah, the Biolante.
It's like a cross between the old and the new. That's like still to my day my favorite design.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't know why they went super feline look in the in the versions after the haste. Yeah, because this was the perfect look, and then they went full. I don't know what the heck they were thinking. Yeah. While the Heisei era stuff was bad guys were good, Godzilla was looking.
Yeah.
It's like what I compare it with is always like these superhero movies when you have like one iteration to the next and the superhero looks all different. And you think like, are they always just, I don't know, like shopping for drapes and clothes shit and just sewing their own shit all over? Like, do superheroes do that? And this was with Godzilla. He's turning into a cat. Why does he do that? It's like mind-boggling.
All right, what's next?
I got a gift from a friend. He picked me up an Amazon exclusive Spider-Man 2211.
Whoa!
I know.
Beyond amazing.
2211
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yep. I know that you guys will appreciate a couple of these. I'm going to go with this one because it's lesser known. But unless you guys are Xbox guys, the Arbiter.
Ooh.
I know the Arbiter from Killer Instinct, so yeah.
Pretty happy about this.
Halo.
Right? I know you guys are going to love this. You guys have to.
So I won't.
Yeah.
For sure.
Look at that.
Nice.
I think you guys are going to appreciate the next iteration of stuff I'm about to share with you guys.
Even with the skull on the inside of the dome, man, that looks dope.
That's pretty cool.
The alien xenomorph. Yep. It's the blue.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the blue one.
There you go.
Next up. This show is just so good. You guys are going to have to like this no matter what.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Oh, it's with. Oh, look at he's with the shield and everything.
Shield.
Nice.
Yeah.
I only saw the intro because it's up on the YouTube. But yeah, okay.
Right, Tim,
when you get a chance,
we'll do
Tim,
a watch party. We'll throw it up like we did.
I insist that you watch it, Tim. This is the best performance John Cena has ever done in his life. Like,
no, seriously,
the performance
it's really
of his
good.
Gosh damn life. Peacemaker, you did something.
It's like it's kind of like Ryan Reynolds, where he's meant for Deadpool. Like he was meant for that Peacemaker.
This
character.
dude, yeah, this role. I was like, wow. Like
I
he
mean,
made me
honestly,
care.
Ryan Reynolds is doing all the stuff the same way. Like he's always Ryan Reynolds saying everything. Like in also in
the Adam Project just recently, it was very similar.
Yeah, that and also the what was it, the new guy, or what was it?
Yeah, the new guy.
New guy.
Blue. Oh yeah.
Where he was a video game character.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, new guy.
Blue shirt guy.
Yeah, blue shirt guy.
And then, in celebration of my new Irish ancestry.
Oh no!
Lucky the Leprechaun.
Lucky the
Lucky
Leprechaun.
Charms.
Yo, he even has his Lucky Charm bowl too. Look at that.
That's my son's favorite cereal.
I love Lucky
Yo, I
Charms.
will fuck a bowl of Lucky Charms up, like for real.
Right,
He eats all the marshmallows out though.
right. And I know Tim has to like this. You have to. You absolutely have to. I know I do. Up, down, left, right, BA.
Oh,
Right.
Contra, dude.
Oh, Contra.
Right.
That's
And here's the
pretty
thing,
dope.
right? Look at the name. The name is Bill Reiser. I imagine that this is a play on Bill Paxton and Paul Reiser for Aliens. I mean,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
has to be,
Oh, good
right?
call. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, and of course,
I was always more like the ABAB guy.
oh, the Ikari
Ooh.
Warriors. Yeah, that was a fun.
No,
game, too.
no. That was the German blood code for Mortal Kombat 1 on the Sega Mega Drive because we didn't get that initially over here.
Genesis, and of course, you know, when I show the Crips, the Bloods have to be here too.
Oh,
Lance
look at that.
I imagine this was for Lance Henriksen and Michael Bean. That's just my guess, you know. My
Yeah,
guess about
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that was the last of the content.
That's
And one
pretty
last
cool.
one last thing, and I know you guys are gonna love this one. This is because from the very powerful season finale of season 2 of The Mandalorian. Luke Skywalker.
Oh,
throwing the
dude,
dark light
Skywalker, nice.
That's nice.
goes in the dark narrative.
That was probably one of the most my favorite scenes in Star Wars lore.
Oh yeah,
If anybody gets pissed off, they can kiss my ass. I don't care. Anyway, I loved it. I thought it was great.
agreed. And that was pretty much my haul. What about you, Young Jay? What you get?
That was a good haul.
Speaking of which, I apparently got the seal of approval from Dominic Toretto for passing that guy. Anyway, all right. So first thing on this week, I ended up getting a McLaren 720S.
Boom.
Nice.
Look at that. That thing's sexy as fuck.
Yep.
Oh man, if only they made a Lego of that.
That ain't
Oh
getting
my
passed by
God.
BMW.
I remember.
that?
I remember driving that thing on Need for Speed, man. That was a good fucking car in there.
That's not getting passed by a BMW.
Yeah, no.
Right? No.
Maybe
If it can't
like
even pass an
maybe-
SUV.
maybe like the maybe by the old M3 CSL, like the fully carbon one. Maybe that, but only maybe.
So next on the list, I got some kickback.
Oh, that looks
Okay.
good.
Ooh, that looks real good.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Mine-
That's a good looking kickback.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at
Translucent
that.
chest, and I love the wings on it. It actually looks like it's
Yeah.
like transparent wings and shit. It's pretty cool looking. But
Looks good. Looks really good.
Wasn't it? The OG was metal, right? Metal looking, right?
Oh, he's solid too. Very little waffling. I'm very proud of that.
Okay.
surprisingly enough, the only waffling is right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's always what they do. That's due to
Yeah.
the mushroom pack.
But you can see here, I mean, he's solid throughout. I mean, you only see a little right here, and that's just because of the transformation when this flips around. But
Right.
Yeah,
that,
but
it's
but
kind of
that's
understandable.
but that's something that's okay. Like this is something that I always say. You know, like don't try Hasbro. Stop trying fancy shit. Stay on the basics.
Yeah.
That's what you can do.
Speaking of some fancy shit, I actually got this.
Ooh,
Okay. Pac-Man?
nice.
Dude, this Pac-Man is die cast.
Nice.
That's what's up.
But dude, look at this in the pack.
Is that like SH figure arts or what was
It's
it?
figure
What is
arts.
it? Interesting.
Look at that.
You got
Nice.
Bandai Spirits.
Clyde.
That looks
Pac-Man's
cool.
Pac-Man's in the cockpit.
Dude, so when I opened this up and I was playing with it over the weekend, I was like, oh, okay, like I had to plug the fist in. I didn't even put two and two together. And I went to do the gimmick like this, and I ended up launching the fucking fist across the room, and then we had to sit for a little bit and find it. Because apparently there's a button in the back of it, and it launched it. And I was like, what the? I was like, oh, that's cool as shit. Where the fuck did it go?
I had that yesterday and today with my Iron Factory Hanakomoki. That thing gave me fucking shit, dude.
So continuing on here, I got what the
Like maybe
fuck is
I
that?
can actually talk about it when we're through. Just finish up your
Yeah,
haul.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a
Also,
funny
out of
story.
nowhere, I think my blood pressure machine just fucking kicked on the chat. I
Uh-oh.
had it on the table and it randomly went off. anyways, I got the
Nice.
Batmobile
Batmobile.
from
Nice.
Jada Toys.
Oh, that looks good. That design looks pretty good. But I just have to reiterate. I just watched Batman Begins again. The Tumbler is the best looking Batmobile ever. Sorry.
This has, dude. I still think this thing has 2 motors.
It
Anyway.
seems like it, right?
Mm-hmm. So I got that, and like I showed you guys, the New York Mike shirt. And then shout out to Chuck for this. He actually was able to find me a heavy infantry Mandalorian.
Nice.
Okay. Paz Vizsla. Cool.
Paz Vizsla wanted to say
Right.
he's got a name now.
Ooh, yeah, this one he didn't on that one. And then even better, I got some Mummy.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Mm.
And I love my Universal monsters. Check this out. It's in color
That
too.
looks crazy fucking cool.
Yeah.
NECA nails the skulls. They need to work on their articulation before
Look
you
at
break
that.
open the color, but the skulls are
Mhm.
money.
But like their articulation's amazing on these new ones now. They're great. So I got that. And then let's see here. Last but not least, shout out to, I had this for a while and I kept forgetting about it, and then I debated whether or not to pick it up, but I couldn't help the 25% off on it. But I got me an Elite 2
Ooh.
Xbox controller.
Cool. I wanna get myself a maybe a cheap Xbox One and start playing Killer Instinct again when I'm back in my
Dude,
new
so-
stuff. And maybe get an Elite too.
So you open it and it comes in this cool case.
Nice.
After I dropped
Was
it.
cool.
So it came with this cool case. It's broken
come
up
with-
now.
Did it come with a warranty?
Yes, it did. So yeah, now that I broke fucking everything on my desk. So
Show me the case again. I kind of lost that.
Looks good.
Ooh.
what's cool is, and I'll show you in a minute, there's a reason why it has a butt flap. So you open this thing up, you get the nice cord,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
right? So you get the nice cord. Then you get, which is pretty cool, you get the charger stand because it has a battery built into it.
Okay.
And what's nice is it also comes with different joystick options.
Cool.
Oh, look at this.
Mhm.
Options.
Yeah,
And
that
check
was
this
on the
out.
Elite
If you
one
look
already.
here, that's where the butt port is, to where you could plug this in directly and charge it in the case.
Cool.
And so now here's the controller as is.
Oh.
Ooh. And then you
Dude,
just put stuff
now
on.
look, here's the even better part.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
The thing is fully customizable.
So it's customizable underneath here. And a lot of people use this in Call of Duty, and everybody keeps telling me, like, dude, these are metal here, it seems like. These are metal. I can even take these off, and I can even customize, like, a bunch of stuff on it.
Yep.
But like I said, this pops off, and you can replace with different size types and everything on both of them, right? But what's pretty dope is if you look right here in the center of the joystick piece, see the little plus symbol?
Yeah.
There's actually this little piece that sits inside here. You can adjust the tension on your joysticks.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
And-
That's knee deep in nerd shit right there.
Yeah. And so this is all magnetic, look. But that's not the only thing that's magnetic.
Mm.
So this comes off,
Wow.
it's magnetic, and I could swap this for the old standard type, which is right here.
Yeah, you can custom the
Classic.
shit out of that one.
Mhm.
So, and the funny thing is, this is metal. So, I bit the bullet, and dude, this thing it feels like butter, but the problem is I got big hands. So, like, trying to do.
Yeah.
So, I'm actually going to opt. There's a third party company that makes the joysticks, but they're taller. So, I'm going to do it to where I can do that because obviously I got big hands. So, but I'm gonna customize this shit, and people are gonna be mad as hell because I'm already fucking people up as it is on a regular controller. So that was my haul for the week. That's everything I got. Besides the New York Mike shirt, but that was everything.
I do have an alibi. I forgot about this guy, my little predator.
Ooh, hang on. Look at
From
that.
Aliens versus Predator. He was from a blind box. Yeah, Alien versus Predator blind box. You get either a predator or an alien, and I'm glad that I got.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kind of cute. Love it.
It sure is.
All right, hang on. Let me put.
I can't help myself, man. I love these small cheap looking versions of stuff. While everybody's paying money to like extreme amount of money to get the hyper accurate, I get the cartoony cutie version.
But dude, hey,
that's funny as shit.
That's what you love, Like I'm way ahead of that shit. Like you have to do this and that. No, you gotta do what makes you happy, and I'm just happy for that. It's your collection. You gotta like it.
Oh yeah,
so
I love it, man.
That was it for me.
I've been thinking about this all week, and I know we probably had a whole bunch of stuff.
Could you maybe hold, because I wanted to tell the story of my Iron Factory bludgeon, the honeycomb oki that I said.
It's kind of related to that, but go ahead.
Okay, cool. So after a good few months, this goes down to maybe that bit of being lazy toy companies and also staying in their lane but not improving. And so after a few months, I finally got down to actually reviewing the Iron Factory bludgeon, like this Iron Samurai honeycomb oki. It was sitting here for maybe even a good year, maybe even that.
Oh,
and
wow.
I got that, and I just yesterday I thought I could review that, and then I boxed it back up because I got it here, and I can put it back with all my other shit because I'm moving anyway. So I'm starting the review yesterday, and all the time it's sitting here, and I'm taking it with me with a whole bunch of other shit, with my weight measure, with the Octavian, because I wanted to compare it in a little segment. And I bring that with me. I start the review, and I'm at the point where I start transforming it, and I see these two fins it's got at a crest on his forehead. Like the one on here was actually broken. It was hanging on the thread.
No.
So that was the first. I'm like, okay, that's bad. Drop of super glue will pretty much cure that. So that will be okay. Then I start transforming it, and there's this portion where you have to rotate the legs 180 and then the feet 180. And once you're there, you have this little armature where a ball peg as the feet's ankle is actually there, and you have to rock that up, and you collapse the foot toward the shin essentially. I do that on the other foot, and I hear a slight cracking sound, and then I can take the feet off as if there was nothing, and the foot just broke clean in half.
No.
It just broke clean in half, so there's no leverage anymore
No
whatsoever.
way.
Yeah, to keep it on the ball peg. So several more lines of glue and whatsoever, I have it back on, but that was nothing on the material. Like, I didn't do anything fancy. I really took the feet and I wanted to rock it up as it was said in the instructions, and it cracked on the foot, like straight in the middle. Super bad, super pissed off, and especially after I was done with it, and that was actually happening to me just a few hours ago, I wanted to transform it back to a spider tank mode, and I slipped. I slipped while trying to pry one of these little hands on, and this thing just exploded. Like what you had, Jay, when you were just trying to find this little, what was it that you trying to exchange on the one figure that you just had to find?
The fist where it just launched the fuck off of it.
Yeah, exactly, that one. And that what happened with me. The whole armature where the head and with a little Oni chest plate that just flew off from the ball peg. One of the arms just flew off. This thing just exploded on me. And afterwards, I had no really good grip to get the chest plate and the head back on in its place. So this was, like the tolerances on this thing and QC wise, it's all over the fucking place, and that's also pretty much what I feel like is currently a problem with Hasbro too, and Iron Factory doing a weird thing like some figures are super great, like the Sea Spray they just brought out. That's a superb figure, immensely fun. The Power Falcon, not so much. And on Hasbro, I just got the whole bit of what they just brought out for Bumblebee. Let me show you something. There are two figures that I haven't reviewed still. I reviewed that guy. I believe this is just hitting stores over on your side. This is the Brawn. That's a great figure.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's great fun. But the Ratchet looks cool. It looks cool.
What the fuck? He's got that Xavier mod.
That's the legs straight out of the box. And then
that's X-Transboxali right there.
yeah, pretty much. Pre Kiki, and he said, "Yeah, wait till you get Wheeljack in hand."
What the fuck? Every single one of them?
Yeah, and that's straight out the box. So I don't know. Like this is, I mean, it looks good, and it's got marginally hollow bits also on Ratchet.
Yeah.
I mean, the back of the legs are, Waffelhausen, but still. But I don't know, man. Like every time they do something bigger than Deluxe, or even on Deluxes, I feel like Hasbro's now fucking lazy. And I wonder where Ralphie's gonna go with that after that little report.
Oh god.
I was gonna pose a question to the panel, and I've asked other collectors this before.
You gonna pose the question to the Peener?
I was gonna pose this question to all of us, especially for like guys like you, Tim, and Lowry, who have actually designed figures. Lowry and Popstar, who goes back to like the OGs, the OGs of third party. Lazy, that kind of what Tim's point is with the lazy figures. That is what opened up the door, in my opinion. That is what opened up the door to third party in the first place.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
for a while, they ran shit, and then Hasbro upped the ante when they started coming out with all this War for Cybertron stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you, once War for Cybertron came out, I was like, third party what? I stopped even Masterpiece collecting. Like I stopped all of it. I was just not interested in 79 versions of Cyclonus and 48 versions of RC and I just was like, where the hell is this going?
But that's still way better than 150 versions of Optimus Prime.
Boom. That's another way I was going. So when that came, I was like, if Hasbro had thought this way years ago, even with the Chug figures, because the Chug figures, some of them were pretty spot on. Like I still have the what the hell was that? The Springer, I think it was Thrilling 30s or whatever they call that.
Yeah, Dennis still got his because that's still regarded as one of the best mainline figures overall.
That was a great figure, but it didn't have a great likeness to the original, to the OG. And you get this new War for Cybertron line, and then they released this Springer that has virtually no waffles, and it looks exactly like what you saw on television, minus the space schmutz.
Yeah.
I started thinking to myself, what if Hasbro had this mentality years ago? Would third party exist?
Probably not.
I think
not, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's interesting, but I feel whatever may be the case, I feel third party would have come around because there are always gaps, always. Yeah. And in this universe, it just started with Fans Project, and with the MP1 having only the cardboard box being folded up as the trailer first, and fans toys coming around with the first trailer. But I feel like overall, whatever may have happened anywhere else, I feel third party would always have come around. It's just now that it's coming around with stuff like currently the Bumblebee figures in chalk by Lemon Tree, and Bingo Toys doing the Wave Man to flash out the 3-0 shit. Because like what you said, Ralph, like it's always the run of the mill figures, the run of the mill characters that are always being redone, but you still have modular toy companies like XTB and Fans Toys that are actually going down the way with figures, characters, deco versions that people want. New Age doing the toy version. Now Fans Toys seeing, wait, shit, fuck, there's a toy market out there. We got to put out Fans Toy Sovereign. We got to put out our Sovereign as toy deco. Like, I'm all over this. I will sell my Sovereign and I will get that toy deco.
He would sell his left nut. Oh wait,
dude, that thing looks so freaking good. And
it does look good.
And I already got my Darius. Like Dan was actually sending me over this, and he was like, "I thought you were gonna go, meh. I got Darius. No, I can get a toy deco masterpiece Galvatron." That would be 2 years ago pre-order, like if that would be a thing, like I'm all over this. So there's a big market for this. And third-party companies, of course, it's a business, but it's smart because they're milking the right parts. And Hasbro, it's their own product, and they're too stupid to see what's actually working. And that's pretty much all I got. And this is all the time I'm doing this. And
I don't compare to mainline to third party anyway, so I just think of them as separate. But however, I think that no matter what, you probably would have seen a third party company come along, even if Hasbro did their own thing, because how are they going to improve if they don't have somebody to be in competition with?
I disagree because third party, the reason why third party success took place was a couple of very bold moves from one company, and it took little, and they were all little steps that eventually led to what it is. If Hasbro had done their thing before then that step would have never happened in the first place, if you ask me. Like, for example, remember, the third party thing started out really as kits for
add-on kits, like
add-on kits.
Official shit,
right. And then, when Fans Project did that Springer, right, because that was the declaration of we're gonna, if you ain't gonna make things fast enough for us, this is what we're doing, and that's it was successful because of that success. It emboldened everybody else to do that. Now, had exactly what Raph said did, like if they had better quality than, because you notice when we first started collecting classics was pretty good. That first wave of classics was dope. And somewhere, as it kind of the quality started to suck real bad. And you're like, wait, what? How you go from this hot rod classics to waffle, the waffleized, you could tell that they were skimping out. Whoever was the head of Hasbro at the time, and I can't really blame them because obviously when you're with a company that big and Takara and all that, everybody has different priorities of what should be promoted and stuff. And Transformers, from my understanding, wasn't exactly the best selling thing out of their whatever it is that's making them money. So they just kind of let it, whatever. And then of course internet got better. A bunch of things, when I say, like people being involved in social media and all of that stuff started to become more of a thing. People were starting to be able to be, the companies were able to gauge interest a lot faster and better, as time went by, kind of situation. I think that's why things are obviously the way they are now. But had that taken place before, I don't know if the landscape of third party would be what it is today at all. I seriously doubt it, because again, a bunch of magical steps had to take place. Because remember, once people, because what happened was I was one of those people who didn't collect Masterpiece at all at first, because I thought it was an overpriced product. In my opinion, it was like I was happy with classics, but my dumbass started to buy third party stuff, and I was like, okay. I started, and obviously the third party prices for third party was way higher than what you were buying at, Walmart or the store, right? You're buying that Springer was a $60-$70 toy, right? That first Trans product, right? And the Masterpiece at the time was selling for around that price. So what happened then was the people who initially weren't buying, Masterpiece at first, became comfortable with the idea of buying Masterpiece, and that's kind of what happened. I got rid of all my chug to more,
It was called Defender or something, right?
Right.
Warbot Defender or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you're right. There was a specific moment in a special toy where people pretty much said, "I'm going to take a chance with this." But right now, I actually feel Hasbro has lost touch with its own product, and you see that. And you see that specifically on their streams, like their so-called Fan First Friday, that they always like check up on that, check the time frames. It always adds up. Some stuff gets leaked, may it be Legacy, may it be Kingdom, may it be Earthrise, whatever. And a few days later, they do a stream, and they try to appease to the pop culture audience and always stay hyped, and that is so awesome, and everything is so cool, and we got this and that, and then they have like these super weird, like, what is it, Top War, where you have these teams that add up on specific points to actually destroy the target, and then they put up like Optimus Prime and Megatron in there, but that's the only thing. It's only a skin. It's nothing special. It's not like what Space Ape is doing with Transformers Earth Wars, where you actually get seasons with new characters, and those aren't only skin. Those are actually new characters, like Shattered Glass Shockwave now, or Shattered Glass Starscream that they put up now. Those are actually new versions. Like, these guys actually have an idea what they're doing. I feel Hasbro, with all the figures that they're doing, they have a weird time understanding what people actually want. Like, I mean, we all love Transformers, but even us diehard fans are starting to get fed up and pissed off because we want to see something new. Exactly what Ralphie said, like the gazillions new iteration of Optimus Prime, Cyclonus, or whatever. And now for Legacy, they're bringing out a Blitzwing with fucking Red Hulk cosplay fists, and I'm seeing this, and who thought this up? And rumor has it those are the actual fists for their Manasaur. If this is the case, this is a shelf warmer in the making.
See, that's where we're. I remember somebody had this debate. I'm not sure if it was Shattered Cast back in the day or another podcast. It's been a while, but the great question is, what exactly is Transformers, right? Like, if they were to, because personally, what I would do, and this is just me personally, right? What if I was doing Transformers circa 2014 or and above, I would have went a completely different direction. I would have created all new characters, no Optimus Prime, no none of the classic characters at all, or nothing from back then. Start absolute scratch, right? And that's where the argument with the fandom became. Like, they're like, well, then it wouldn't be Transformers because it doesn't have Optimus Prime or all of those
Why wouldn't it?
Exactly, and that's my point. So there was a big civil war taking place because of that fucking question, right? Well, what exactly is Transformers? Is it the nostalgia and or is it that's
people just need
where
to go jerk off into a sock and buy third party anyway. Fuck it.
Right.
I posted this question. I posted this question to shout out to Breaking the Mold on Tuesdays on the Realm. I had posted this question to them, and they had a very lengthy discussion where they made some pretty valid points. And I don't remember exactly who it was, but I think it might have been Dominic who had made a point that I kind of agree with. I think that third party would always exist, and
I
regardless,
think it would anyway.
there will always be that niche. There will always be that niche. But
Yeah.
if the main line, if what they were selling on the shelves was the quality of that Siege line, and not all of Legacy, but you could see with like drag strip, I thought that was a very quality figure. That kickback that you just put up, I mean, I can't wait to get mine, but that looks like a pretty damn solid figure.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, that looks like a pretty damn
look at
solid
that.
figure.
It's not shaking at all. Look, I'm like,
No,
Nice.
see?
and
It's solid.
they do have hiccups, like skids, for example. You wanted a little bit of something from them, and you get something like that. And but if they had that mentality, if they had that mentality years ago, where we can make something like this, make it affordable, and appease not just a group of the audience, the entire audience, because
Like all the
you have
new kids and all the old kids, basically.
yeah,
Mhm.
you have those of us who are completely annoying with our man child cry about everything BS, and um you get the kids who are just kids and they just want toys that look like stuff they saw on television. And
Mhm.
then you're appeasing to both audiences just on what you're selling off the shelf, and then you make a masterpiece on top of that for the really anal retentive nerds. I believe that third party would still exist, but it wouldn't have the power that it
Yeah.
has now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I,
would
I,
be.
I, I don't believe that people would be
I agree.
rushing.
The culture it moved specifically because of certain things that there's milestones within that third party thing that took place. That
Yeah,
Yeah.
there wouldn't be people rushing the stage
Mhm.
to spend $400 on an MP44 just to have it sit in a shelf. I just don't believe that would exist. I don't believe that Fans Toys would be putting out another version of Jazz that is going to eclipse pretty much everything that's out there, because I'm excited as shit for that. And
Yeah. It looks good.
So I got to comment on some of that. So I kind of disagree to an extent. So I agree third party is still going to be around no matter what. Um, like I said about the whole competition thing, like if they didn't have competition, they wouldn't improve on their plastics like Hasbro. They wouldn't have updated the cartoon design because of the way all the changes were going in third party. They fu- they started it. Third party started leading the game, and then Hasbro tried catching up with that by making
Yeah.
changes, and then they just started falling off. Now, like take for instance, hang on a second. Oh, I thought I heard something.
but see, Jason,
No.
that's kind of my point. My point is that
So,
if Hasbro had that mentality years ago, where they were putting out a
mhm,
quality product, where there was no catch up, people, instead of
Yeah,
them
he
catching up to
started it
third
off.
party, instead of
Mhm.
them catching up to third party be catching up to them. You know what I'm saying? If I mean, it's
Yeah.
hypothetical. It's
I don't know.
hypothetical
I
now.
kind of disagree in a way because, like, how was third party even going to get into masterpiece? Like, why did they even do it in the first place?
Again,
Because they
like I
want to
said,
improve
the
on their
milestone.
original design. They wanted to reach a
Because
milestone, right?
no, because there were gaps.
Yeah,
There were
there were
there were
gaps
there
in
were
the
there, there were
collection.
there were
So,
gaps in the collection. There were gaps in the
mm,
lineup that they saw they could
mhm,
actually close. Meaning,
yeah,
like not only masterpiece but also
mhm,
Chuck. Like what you said. That's why I wanted to chime in too.
mhm,
Classics was great. Also the Henkai versions, but there was stuff missing. Like you had
yeah,
this amazing Universe Classics Optimus Prime that brought out or that was brought out as a
mhm,
Nemesis Prime, as a Red Prime, the usual
mhm,
Magnus in white, but there was no trailer to turn it
mhm,
into an actual Magnus. and sold
Mhm.
fans projects that we got
We
something
could
for
fix
that, you know.
Yeah, that was my
And
first
that is
third
to
party.
this very day, it holds up very, very well. If you check eBay on that, this is still a valuable item, a valuable and valued item that is still holding up very well to this day, engineering wise, and turns into maybe proportionate, not big time, but it's still a good looking trailer set for a great truck, turning it into an amazing Magnus that is giving you different kind of tickles. It still looks
Mhm.
like a Magnus, but it's giving you a harder Cybertronian look. And
Yeah.
if I can get my hands on that, I would actually probably still jump on that because it's a good piece. It looks amazing.
But I think that's that. I'm sorry, Jason. You were making a point, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
I'm sorry.
fucking
Go ahead.
lost it now. So
I'm sorry, but
I'm getting
I believe.
sidetracked. I'm like,
Third
no,
party will exist. I'm just saying, not in the
yeah.
not in the lands, but the landscape would be completely different.
See, I don't agree because naturally with us and companies and everything else, someone wants to put out a bigger and better product. Someone wants to put it out faster.
Right, but nobody would have dared to if that in the first place. That's the whole point. If you're
Well,
this
some
is
of the designers didn't leave Hasbro and start some of the third party shit, then whatever. But you didn't hear that from me. No, but like the thing is like, with all this stuff, I think, like you said, no matter what, it's still going to be there. No matter what, like Hasbro has their strict guidelines that they have to go by, everything else, which is understandable.
Yeah.
Some of these companies can get out their guidelines and put out a superior product most of the time. Okay, not all the time, most of the time.
Yeah.
They all have their own flaws from all companies. It's a matter of how the company reacts to all those flaws and whether or not they improved on them. And if you look historically at all of it, yes, you see, I think that with the way some of the figures they were going up until recently, if they would have done those figures back then, I may or may not have collected third party.
Mhm.
But because I got that in there and I was like, oh, these are cool figures, but I'm just like, I'm also thinking in my head, like, I am adult, like I'm an adult collector now. And it's like, all right, what else more is out there? What is something I can, I love all the old stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, I had that point in my life. Now I'm at this point in my life. Is there something that they've improved on since then? Whether it was third party or Hasbro or whoever or an official, like, you know what I mean? So I think that, long story short, everything would still go on. Everything still happen. Nothing would really change. But I think that having healthy competition with one another is doing great and it's moving on and forward. So
that's another
all I
thing.
have to
I
say.
don't know if they're really competing at all, to be honest.
Elaborate.
I mean, because obviously third party people like us, it's so niche. It's not
But they didn't
mainstream
start
at all.
doing tune until after third party did.
They didn't stop doing what?
They didn't start
Tune.
doing the tune shit until after third party did. They didn't change their look until after some of the third party companies started doing it.
That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is just like Hasbro is not, they have a different scale of how they're selling stuff versus the way,
Well, they're looking to try to mass produce as much as they can, and the cheapest is what they can. And I mean, you know what I mean? And just in general, like a big company would. But like the third party, they're just like, these motherfuckers have money now. We know they'll spend it. Let's do it.
Yeah, which is because of Fans Project, they found out. People found out.
They went from that to like the add-on kits to that to fucking and then Fans Toys and then the Juggernauts and then it's just a crazy thing. So
I don't think that this craziness, me personally, I don't think that this craziness would exist if Hasbro had upped the ante years ago, and I believe the main reason that third party exists is because Hasbro didn't give a shit about the people who were buying this stuff off the shelf.
Yeah,
Um,
because they didn't
Mhm.
because they didn't properly flesh out the line whatsoever. They just repeated themselves. They started
yeah,
out
Mm.
so strong with the first masterpieces. Like I
yeah,
love the more realistic approach they did with this, the MP1. Like even though we were what was Ironhide? MP
That was
MP
terrible. That
yeah.
No,
That
it was
was
great. That
terrible.
got me in. That got me actually in. I love what they did with Ironhide. The transformation was amazing. The bot was cool. The Nissan Vaney was amazing. I love Ironhide. I got the
It was
Shadowfisher upgrade.
27, right?
Could be.
MP
Could be.
27.
I
But
think
that
yeah,
was
it was either 24 or 27. I think
but
it
that
was.
was a great piece. It wasn't in scale with
Mhm.
Oh,
MP1. But
masterpiece. I was thinking about class. I thought you meant classics.
Mm.
no.
Oh,
I meant the masterpiece.
Oops.
That was amazing. But still, as
It had
amazing
problems.
as that was, I still got MP1 because I never got that. And as I had it, it was super cool. It was an amazing piece.
Yeah.
Even MP5. Everybody shits on MP5 Megatron, but imagine this thing was designed in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This was designed in 2 weeks and it transforms from a Walter P38 to a Megatron. I still got it here. It's in my details back then. I have no rust whatsoever on this. It's a superb piece, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
I feel like if they would have gotten a different approach on Starscream, went more realistic, but not this weird gray color, and keep that scale and not at MP9 go down to Rodimus being smaller and then overhaul everything. And then they try the G1 bots, but in between they go from this hybrid of being cartoon accurate to realistic cars and then back to kind of cartoon accurate. There's always so
Yeah.
so wishy-washy. It's horrible actually, and they're still doing this. And in between they start Beast Wars. This doesn't seem to be an actual course to what they are doing. And that's why people say, okay, you know what? Make up your fucking mind. I got fans toys. I play the waiting game. They're gonna do everything and I will have everything in scale. Done.
Yeah.
If
I
that
mean, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm sticking to pretty much fans toys now.
Yeah, and if
And
they
legends.
and if they would actually have a course, then there would probably still be an interview with Hasbro or Takara. Too many people that would say, "Yeah, Masterpiece is not really a winning game for us." But if they would actually have a course, so everybody could be certain that these characters would come, people would stick to the official Transformers. But you can pretty much be certain now there will never be a Masterpiece Galvatron.
Yeah.
There will never be a Masterpiece Cyclonus. Or if there will be, maybe 25 years down the line, because now they also dipped their toes into Masterpiece Victory. Now they're doing a new Masterpiece Combiner that looks absolute ass. No one will buy that. They would take the Zeta toys, Raiden, the Moon Studios. Nobody would buy their official shit because they have no course. Try to compare. Takara Tomy has at least two departments. You have the Transformers Masterpiece line, and you have Diaclone. Did you ever have a Diaclone reboot figure in your hands? Like on our meetups, on our live action meetups, Dennis Summerfest, we have this guy Kosuke.
Mhm.
Japanese originated, but in Germany. And he is collecting Diaclone.
Mhm.
He brought that big powered with him
Mhm.
2 years ago. I was drooling all over that. You were sitting there. There was no bit of die cast in there, but it was just well placed plastic, colored everywhere, magnetics with little fucking figures that you can pulse and put in everywhere, intercollecting stuff where you put this little box in the chest, you would push that down, the head would come up. This was beautiful stuff. There is no indication whatsoever that this is the same company that is
Yeah.
doing Transformers, and that is sad.
Yeah.
Mm.
Why? And the question is that if they're putting all that love and all the engineering and all the goodness into those figures, like why aren't they continuing that over in the third or into their official G1 stuff?
Yeah,
Um,
it doesn't make any sense. It would be so. They are leaving so much money on the counter. Is what I'm trying to say. It's ridiculous.
Well,
and
that's
like
the-
I
that's the
understand they're
problem.
trying to get the Beast Wars people in because they're long overdue for their masterpiece shit. But dude, finish up the other shit, then continue Beast Wars. You know what I mean? Like play
Mhm.
into it.
Yeah.
And I know why that they dropped it because the movie's getting ready to come out. Like all those figures. This shit's been planned years in the making. You knew it was coming. So
Yeah.
so anyway.
It's sad. It's super sad. But to me, like I'm actually kind of happy because they kind of pushed me out of the masterpiece scale to an extent. I just bought Fans Toys Rig. Not because I love Huffer, but because of the Hunk syndrome. I had Hunk as a loan. I had no interest into Braun whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I got that, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
This is masterpiece. That is a masterpiece transformer.
Oh yeah.
It has a lot of die cast, beautiful paint that won't flake, and the transformation is actually kind of fun and intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 weeks ago, I was at Dennis' place, and I never had Rig in my hand. And I see this guy, and I'm like, motherfucker, I need that. Yeah, I need that. I need that because painted all over, beautiful, hefty, everything holds. That is only where Hasbro Takara should operate with masterpiece. This is masterpiece and nothing else. If you could sue someone over principle, Fans Toys should sue Hasbro Takara over the masterpiece principle alone. Because Fans Toys is doing masterpiece transformers.
Mm-hmm.
Takara not.
I mean, they've had a lot of trials and tribulations themselves, but dude, along the way, like I'd rather spend that money on the Fans Toys for that price of what you get there than I would with the official.
Exactly. That's the thing, Jace. That's exactly. Sorry, you get that one thing. Please hold your thought real quick. That's a final thing. That's the thing. Fans Toys has a course. Fans Toys say we are doing the following course. We are doing the most cartoon accurate thing you can think of. We give you the fitting alternate mode with that. The compromise, you have to go through a sometimes horrible transformation. But that is their course, and that is what they're sticking to.
Yeah.
Takara told me not.
Again, to be fair, Fans Toys only has one guy that leads the way in all of this shit. Hasbro is a lawyers, whatever the fuck, conglomerate.
Yeah, it is, sure.
So it's easy for somebody like Fans Toys to make the better decisions because there's only one guy calling the shots, and he's super focused on just that. Hasbro got G.I. Joe, Transformers, and a boatload of other properties to think about. So I don't know.
To bring this to a close, as I know our time is up, and there was other stuff I believe we had discussed we wanted to talk about, but
we can get into some of that next week if we need to. I know it's getting kind of late for Tim, so
no, it's all good. It's all good.
To bring it around full circle, the laziness. Years ago, back in the mid '80s, there was a certain movie that came out and killed a certain iconic character that had the money and the time and the investment been put behind, you would have a Superman, Batman, Iron Man, Spider-Man-esque type of hero in a metal skin, and that is Robo Jesus himself, Optimus Prime. And had it not been for that laziness and people again not listening to the public, I believe Optimus Prime would have been synonymous with those names that I mentioned. Optimus Prime would be as American, as global, as whatever the sayings are. He would have been as much of a staple as Iron Man and Spider Man and Superman and Batman and like these very iconic characters that people are rushing to stores
Yeah.
to get the underoos and the onesie pajamas with the
The
footsies
Bruise.
and the
Ooh.
footsies and the footsies and the butt flap that you would have Optimus Prime on somebody's chest. You would have a child, you know, begging his mom, "Get, I need this guy. I need this guy." Instead, he is an iconic figure, but only to this niche society.
Mhm.
And again, to what Tim said, even to what you said, Jason, had Hasbro had the right mentality back then, all of this would be a totally different conversation.
Yeah, it would. Yes. Absolutely.
Possibly.
And I that's the part that gets me, because for the last, I don't know, you downbeat and all these other figures that came out, this has
Mhm.
been my jazz. This
Mhm.
has been my jazz, and this jazz has held it down for me, because this vehicle mode, to me, this vehicle mode is unparalleled.
As close as that's Maketo's downbeat, right?
No, this is
Or
it was
Is that a TNR, the Transformer rollout? No.
no, it was I believe it was, I forget who originally made it, but then it became Zeta. I don't know if it was Toy World.
Oh
I think
yeah,
it
it
was
was.
Toy
Oh yeah,
World.
yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
Toy
The
World's
Toy World.
design.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it was
yeah,
Toy World. It was Toy World's design, and then Zeta got it, and then
yeah.
somebody bought it out as Meister. But either which way, this has, to me, this is the masterpiece jazz. To me, this, if you're gonna have a vehicle mode, it's this. And this new Fans Toys jazz, I believe, is gonna put this one to sleep.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
had Hasbro had their hands on the trigger years ago and given the fans what they wanted, was a season one quality masterpiece set, and then eventually season two, and then eventually season three, and then you make your way up to, this is what people were asking for years ago, and it never happened. Instead, they're like just like Timmy was saying, you're here one day, you're here the next, then you get a
Mhm.
Star Saber, then you get this guy, then you get
Then you
Optimus
get
Primal.
Grimlock smaller than Optimus Prime.
Exactly, like
Yeah.
it's just, you know you get companies like Geiger who say, you know what, a Dinobot should be bigger. He should be freaking immense. And then you get the Geiger stores, and they're quality, excellent figures.
Well, that's kind of
Excuse me.
they're excellent figures, quality. No, I still beg to differ on that, but anyway.
Well,
Good enough.
good enough. Had Hasbro done their work, had Hasbro put their money where their mouth is, I believe this would have been a completely different
Yeah.
conversation. I
I
believe that a
Yeah.
lot of these third party companies would have just been makeup. I'm sorry, they would have been dress up kits and stuff like that. And I believe that Fans Toys would exist, and they would just be for those people who collect statues.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't even think Fans Toys would have existed.
That's bold.
Because, like I said, everything hinged on that what happened with Fans Project first, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That was a big fucking
that
deal.
was the
'cause
first big
Mhm.
step. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And then because then what happened is, when people saw on, was it TF Source or BBTS, when they're like, wait, it's not even an official uh, product.
Yeah.
When that happened, then people were like, it emboldened people who, like, probably who had their own ideas and aspirations, like TFC, and
Yeah.
they created
Yeah.
they created the I forgot, Hercules. Yeah, Hercules.
Hercules, Hercules.
Yeah.
Like these steps all happened from the one. So I don't know. It just without that, I cannot possibly. Obviously, like we will never know what history would look like if Tom Brady and the Patriots called that thing an actual fumble in the AFC Championship game
Yeah.
before it would have been the Raiders versus the Rams, and who knows what history would look like. But now we know, history has it that Tom Brady's the greatest of all fucking time. Still, to this day. But who knows what kind of legacy would have been there had they called that a fumble and not a tuck, a tuck rule.
Right.
And for me that if that's my tuck rule right there. That fucking
So, quick question: when did MP101 come out?
2003.
I believe 2002 or 2003. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
then
there was
what was
and
the
there was-
first
and-
masterpiece that they started doing?
Well, that one.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
and-
like
that
when they started to change is what I mean. When they started to change their aesthetic, do you recall? I know they did MP01, they did Megatron.
Okay,
I
so
think they had
the first
then
mas-
they had Seekers. Remember
the first masterpiece was MP1, but when they what you said changed the style to the scale they have now, that was
MP10 was
MP9. MP9 Rodimus
that's
Prime.
right.
That's when it all went 180, and MP10 Optimus Prime in the new scale went right ahead.
Yeah, because I was going back and looking at this. So Fans Project started in 08, like 07, 08. And I mean, I know we could talk about this another day because it's starting to get a whole topic cut and we're going on 2 hours and 6 minutes. But it's kind of interesting if you go back and look at the timeline of how everything is. I think you can kind of figure out everything that had happened along the way. We can go through that another day.
Yeah, we could do part 2 of that shit because this is a great conversation. I love it.
Yeah,
because
it's a pretty good one.
It's also a test of memory too, because like a lot of time has passed by. Because what people tend to forget is because of all the time that had passed by, we as a community also evolved, and our own personal collections have evolved a fuck ton. Because
all along the way.
Yeah, because I remember when I had every single Fans Project, everything, and then I realized that I was just never going to have enough room for all the stuff that we kept buying. So I had to commit to something, and I ended up committing to fucking, to the masterpiece stuff, the Fans Project stuff. And like many of us did, to be honest, because of people like you guys, y'all kept peer pressuring. Otherwise,
pressure's a bitch.
It is, because to be honest, man, I was so happy in my classics world, and I was just so happy to have Fans Project and classics stuff interacting. I was nowhere near the entertaining the masterpiece stuff, and then I got comfortable with the idea of spending a lot of money, because of obviously the third party stuff. I was like, okay, I can afford masterpiece because look at me, I've been buying expensive fucking Fans Project toys this whole time anyway. So yeah, and that's what again, like a lot of things led to these to these things, and so I don't know. Yeah, but we'll talk about that some other time.
All right, brother, we'll take us out.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I'm supposed to do. Forgot. Well, folks. Okay, so to our listeners, thank you guys so much for staying in tune with us. I promise you, next episode is going to be just as dope, if not more dope. Right? This originally was, episode 101 was supposed to be more of a reflective kind of situation, but we'll be doing a lot of reflection next episode. But you know how we roll. We're a very free flowing podcast. We don't adhere to any real set formula that I think we've been accused of. Not sure, but at any rate, we go off the rails often. And so before we cut out, I just wanted to say thank you guys again. And now officially we're getting out. So Raph, where can we find you?
Real quick before I tell everybody where to find me, real quick shout out. I just want to shout out my cousin Stacy. and my niece, my beautiful niece Karina. Um, Turns out they actually subscribe and listen, and I appreciate that, and I love you guys.
We
And
appreciate it.
Yes,
Let's give
thank
him a
you.
hand, dude. Thanks for listening to us. Appreciate
Thank you.
thank you very much. It turns out they are collectors, and
it. Oh, nice.
Yule, Karina is a pop collector.
That's what's up.
Ooh.
She's into
Well, if
My
we can
Hero
work their
Academia.
language, we should get them on sometime to talk about their collection.
Oh yeah,
What are their age ranges, if you don't mind me asking?
Karina is 28 years old, and
Okay.
Yes.
Stacy will kill me if I tell you how old she is. So, um, she could
Hey,
fight. She could
as long
fight.
as she's not a minor, that's
Mm.
cool.
We're, we're both former ball players, and we're both former catchers. And Stacy can kick my ass, so I won't tell people how old she is.
Divulge.
But
Nice, nice.
she is a Star Wars and a Power Rangers fan.
Dude, seriously tell them they can come on. If you guys are listening, head up Ralphie. You can come on anytime and join with us, and
Yeah.
we'll try to do our best with the language, but it is what it is.
And I also want to shout out something that's very inspirational to me. This weekend, we don't get to talk a lot about the sports aspect, but most of us here are sports fans, and
Mhm.
I just want to shout out real quick Sebastian Fundora. We were talking about it a little bit before the show. He beat up Erickson Hammer Lubin this weekend, this Saturday. Um, Sebastian Fundora was not on the map until he got around somewheres around 10 or so knockouts. He's a long, lanky, subdued character, not a huge public figure. He was not taken seriously, and the champion really never gave him his due. And guess what? The champion gave up in the ninth round. They threw up the top. They threw in the
You got
towel,
knocked the fuck out. No, I'm
and
just
it
kidding.
was
Oh,
it was a brutal fight. Both of them went down a couple of times because there's a reason why Lubin has that nickname of Hammer. But for everybody out there, when you think you're on top and you are the big dog, and you ignore that little dog nipping at your ankles, and you say, he ain't nothing. That little dog can come up and give you the time of your life. So just watch yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Good call.
Sebastian Fundora, congratulations, man. The new
Congratulations, that dude.
the new
Unfortunately, I missed it, but oh my god, I heard it was good. But anyways,
yeah,
continue.
it was an incredible fight. Sebastian Fundora, the new WBC super welterweight champion. There was some other good fights. Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. made a debut, and boy did he. And
Mhm.
I don't want to eat up too much time. Fuck Kansas. Um,
Yeah,
you could find me. You could find me.
you can definitely get two of those from me. So
You can find me on Facebook, Ralph the Vendetta Rodriguez. You can find me on Instagram, also under the same name. You can find me on V's Toy Box. You can find me at, of course, TNHS Podcast. You can find me at TNN. You can find me in the chats with my family, with my
you can
extended
find them at a
family.
taco spot.
You can find me in a little while. You can find me on the toilet,
Mm.
doing my duty. You can
Speaking of
find me.
duty, I'm going to be doing that soon.
I've been drinking this stuff called Olipop. 32% of your daily intake of fiber in one can with 2 grams of sugar, and they're unbelievable. I just got the cola one. It's free. It tastes like soda. It's not like Diet Coke or none of that stuff.
Mhm.
It tastes like soda, and it's pretty damn good. Um,
Did you say
so
it's called colon pop? What is it called? Ollie pop?
it's called colon cleanser pop is what it's
Oh
called.
yeah.
But anyway, you can find me at the aforementioned, and you can find me on Monday nights. You can find me in the chats on ETR. My brethren, the realm of collectors. You can find me MPSP on Saturday nights. You can find me in their chat. I'm always lurking in there and saying what up to the boys. And of course, here with
Mhm.
these very, very fine gentlemen, that I am privileged and honored to be able to call my brothers, my family,
Mhm.
my men at arms. If one of us goes down, we all go down, and I appreciate that.
I'm
Um,
going down like you for sure.
um, I'm gonna wrap this up because I already done took too much time. But yeah, you can find me in those places. And
Mhm.
Timmel Kuhn, where can we find you, sir?
Oh my God, you slaughtered that name. Oh God. Just stick to Tim K, I believe. I believe for the cross the pond, that's better. Um,
Oh my
everything that
god!
Ralphie said, man, always,
Except
always.
the name.
That's why you should have just said Young Tim. It would have been easy.
Yeah, right, right.
I enjoy that actually. That's good actually. So, yeah, you can find me. You can find me everywhere. Like Ralphie said, with this giant fine gentleman every week. Always a good time. Always an appreciated time, you might say. Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. Otherwise, if you want to try and hang out in the comment section, Tim K is not great. Also, if you only want to see Transformers and none of that other shit, you can find me at the Nerd Crate 2. Only one more subscriber until the 100, so get over there and help me become a little bit bigger there. So it will actually be youtube.com/the Nerd Crate 2. Otherwise, Instagram at @the_nerd_crate, Twitter at crate nerd, and also now on TikTok. I will put my reels up on Instagram from or by Instagram over there too, which is also at the Nerd Crate. So yeah, pretty much everywhere, I believe, except your mom's DMs.
Ooh.
Woo!
Ooh. All right.
Jez, what about
Like
you,
you.
man?
Young Jay.
Oh man. You can find me pretty much everywhere. Facebook groups. Realm of Collectors. You can find me at hopefully at your local conventions pretty soon. You can find me at BotCon pretty soon. Um, and
Eh,
I mean, what's
major
that?
highway, major highways in Maryland.
Yeah, Major Highways in Maryland.
Avoiding getting juiced.
Juiced, right? Um,
You never had me. You never had your
yeah,
car.
right, right. I live my life by a quarter turn at a time. Um, but yeah, I mean, pretty much check us out every Thursday. Pretty much where you can find me. You can find me at Call of Duty at dclutch2345, and be sure to check out ETR Mondays at Roman Collectors, and also check out Breaking the Mold. They actually have a guest on this week from the Savage Crucible. You can go check out. They have a guest called William Robert Post. Go look at that. Go check it out. It should be a pretty interesting Q&A they got going on over there. And thank you to Chan and the crew, JD, Fennec, Eli, everybody over there for hosting us this weekend and having a lovely time with them. Always much love with your family and everything else and your friends, because you can never have enough time with all of them, right?
That's true.
True.
Especially with
Yes,
all the
sir.
love going on.
Yep.
And that is it for me. What about you, Coco?
Well, you guys can find me at Coco Smooth at IG and Coco Smooth 619 on the YouTubes. And with
Hopefully FSG soon. You gotta
Right?
kick that shit in gear, son.
right. About that, really, guys. So, in closing, I want to tell to my audience that one of the things that motivate me to actually do this is not so much um, to gain followers or anything like that. For me, it's because this is my only legacy. I have no children. I don't have a family or anything other than just my parents and my sisters and my nephews.
Not
You
yet.
got us, baby.
All, this is all I got going.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and for me, I want to leave whatever mark I leave, however small, my YouTube channel is going to be my ultimate legacy until things change, until I have children, that kind of thing. That's pretty much all I got. Just myself. So, and you're not going to ever hear me promote or really push it, because for me, I'm thinking somewhere many years from now, when somebody's doing a study on what people at this time used to do and think, they might just run across my channel and see what a 40-year-old plus, Filipino Irish guy, 3.3%
3%,
right?
3% with white privilege in there.
Right,
Like,
exactly, right? Is doing on YouTube, and trying to figure out, what the to see the context of what the attitudes were of a nerd collector, back in the day. And that's why I do this. I don't do this to compete with nobody. I'm not competing with nobody. I hope nobody thinks that I'm fucking competing with any of y'all, because that's far from the truth. All right, all I do is
Same
again,
here, brother.
my legacy. I'm doing this for fun. It's the only thing that, again, no kids. So this is the only thing I've been very passionate about: buying stuff, nerd stuff, geek life stuff. If it wasn't for this shit, I would have been in a gang, and I would have been a terrible gangster, and I probably gotten killed much earlier in my life, to be honest, because I suck at combat and all the things that real gangsters do and shit, right? I'd have been caught up and probably, if maybe I didn't die and I got sent to prison, I'll probably be the guy that got bent over all day, because I don't know how to do none of that shit. So just saying. So at any rate, folks, before I get into any more craziness, that's all I got, for us, and the nerds have spoken.
Be good to each other.
Take care.
Much love, everybody. Catch you later.
Peace.